How we doing, guys? I'm here in Anza Borrego with Brad from Trail Recon. Mate, thank you very much for having us out here, first of all.
Oh man, it's our pleasure that you guys came out here and are able to enjoy our backyard, because we love it out here, and anytime we can get some folks out here to show the beauty of this desert area, it's just a pleasure.
We've had an absolute blast out here the past couple of days. Just touring around. We've only seen a little bit of it.
True.
As far as touring destinations go, like for you in the United States, you obviously spend a lot of time here in this region. Why? Why out here?
You know, it's interesting because I rewind in time and I think, oh, going out to the desert, I don't want to do that. It's just hot and barren or whatnot. And when we first started coming out here and exploring, it's so amazing, the diverse terrain, the wildlife, the plant life, and then the geology is just so unique out here. It's not, I mean, you've seen it, it's not a flat desert. I mean, we were in mud caves, we were in towering sandstone walls, we're in wide open areas, and there's some good trails out here. So you can just come out here, have a blast, you can be mild, or you can get a little wild if you want. And so this is 2 hours from my house, so why wouldn't I come out here?
You're really blessed, obviously, here. And let's talk about the state of California specifically, and overlanding in California, towing a camper trailer through California. What are the other kinds of terrains that you have access to here?
Yeah, so it's funny because within a single day, I can start in the beach, put my toes in the ocean, go up to the mountains and put my toes in the snow, and then come out here and camp in the desert.
All in one day.
All in one day. We have, I mean, it's that close that you can be that diverse. You know, we've come out here in the desert in the summertime, and it gets well over 110 degrees. And we're like, we're not camping out here, and we'll head to the mountains, which is 2 hours away. And then we're putting on, you know, down jackets and stuff to stay warm. And so you got everything out here. If you want to get hot, or if you want to go in the mountains and get in the pine trees, you can do it.
You've got everything. So with that sort of style of camping and the access to all the different terrains, what's the advantage of towing a camper trailer or having one with you on your trips?
Yeah, for me, you know, we like to come out here, but keep on going. And we don't usually do a lot of base camps. That's one of the huge benefits of a trailer, but we don't usually do that because there's so much to see. And so we can just go from place to place to place, and we can really spend 4 or 5 days out here in this area and not even see it all. And to be able to have, you know, your kitchen and having my good buddy Marco, who has been cooking for us, you know, out here and making great food. And then Regina's happy and comfortable in the X3. It's just amazing. And like I said, the terrain, we can get after it a little bit, and sometimes it gets tight and technical. Like when we were in Sandstone Canyon, that's a narrow area, but what I love about the trailer is, one, it's capable off-road, and two, it's the same width as my Jeep. And so I know that if I'm going through a narrow area or a rocky section, that if I can get the Jeep through it, the trailer's gonna follow right behind.
Then the trailer will come straight through it. So currently you're with the X-Ray.
Correct.
So you've just recently got the X-Ray. What's your first impressions of the Patriot X-Ray?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, first of all, having hot water on demand, oh, that's a game changer, because I'm always the guy doing dishes because my wife's cooking or Marco's cooking, and so I've got dish duty. And when it's a cold night and you turn the hot water on, I don't mind doing dishes. And then having all that extra room now with the tent that you can stand up in. Regina can go in there and have her privacy to get ready in the morning. It's tremendous. And honestly, what we found is, you know, we thought, oh, we're going to pack this full and we're going to, you know, every little nook and cranny. We have so much unused space. It's got so much storage. It is really nice. And to be able to access some of that stuff that's in that big drawer from the inside, that's really a plus for us.
So coming through the models now, you're on your third Patriot now. So you start off with the X2, then went to the X1N, and now with the X-Ray. So you've gone through kind of that product life cycle. Do you find, what are the biggest differences you find between, let's talk about the X2s, we don't manufacture that anymore. So let's maybe talk more about what are the major differences between the X1N and the X3 for you as a user?
Well, so on the X1N, it was a rooftop tent, right? So very comfortable, perfect for me. It was okay for Regina and I, it's fine, but like in the middle of the night, somebody's got to get up, you got to get down a ladder and out. And whereas an X3, you don't even have to get out, because you can, you know, we can put like our portable toilet inside, and that way you have that right there. And just getting in and out of the back is so convenient with the stairs. The X1, you know, it's a little lighter, and so when I'm getting after it on a good trail, because you've seen we've gotten after it a little bit, that trailer just goes. The X3 is a little heavier, so I've got to be a little more mindful of it, but it's still extremely capable. And I love what you guys did with the rear. So you've got, there's no really compromise with the departure angle on it. And so it's really good. The water, the battery system, I think are pretty equal on each. So that's really nice. And that diesel heater, I mean, we filled that thing up, and we were in Texas for 5 days, and we ran that hot water heater and the heater inside the tent almost every night, and that thing just sips. And so having that and not having to fill it up often, we can just fill it up and go is perfect. So
do you find that Regina now is more with the X-Ray, coming from the X1 to the X-Ray? Is she more willing, and willing is not the word, but more comfortable and longer stays? Are you finding that that's kind of what's happening?
Oh yeah, and I can see the passion in it now, because she's trying to figure out, okay, where do I want to put things? How am I gonna hang my paper towels or the trash, or where am I gonna put everything? And so she's really into it more, because I think it's a little better tailored for her. I mean, and we've been able to get rid of some stuff that she wasn't sure would like, because the table's now a little longer on the X3, and we used to have a portable table because she's always cooking, and now we don't have to have that. And so she's like, oh, now I don't need that. And so she's loving it.
Do you guys use the internal living space much when you're out? Do you find that you're in there much?
Yeah, the very first night we took it out, we were on our way to Virginia, and we were in Arizona, and as soon as we pulled up to camp, thunderstorm, rain, and wind, and so we quickly set up the awning, quickly set up the tent, made dinner, and then we just kind of relaxed inside and enjoyed the thunderstorm that was going on around us. But awesome. It was perfect. It was nice to have that shelter, because before it would have been huddle in underneath the awning, but you can't really hang out in a rooftop tent. Whereas in here it was it's like, all right, we've watched the rain and the thunderstorm, now we're just going to go hang in there, read a book, and relax until it's time for bed.
I suppose that's where the design kind of came from, is where kind of progressing through our stages of our family, and our kids are getting a bit older. Obviously for us, the X1's still the family. It's the family unit. You can have the kids tent and you do all your living outside, but when Sarah and I found that we were starting to travel a bit more, just the two of us, we didn't need a ton of internal living space. So that's where the X3 concept came from. And we find, like, even for Sarah now, she'll go out for as long as I want to go now, because she's comfortable, she's got everything she needs. There's a place to retreat even during the day, read a book or have a cup of tea or sleep in the morning, and we find it's just a great space. 2 questions for you.
Okay.
If there was anything about a Patriot camper that you could change, what would it be?
Jeez. That's a tough question, because Regina and I talked about, like, what would we modify, what would we change? Man, that's tough. I think the one thing that I did was I put some fuel cans on there, so I could carry fuel, and so we mounted those on the outside. But that's only because my Jeep is a lot thirstier than other folks. So a fuel system on there that's easily to mount, I think that comes standard or optional, I think would be super cool. Man, what else?
That's you're stumped.
Yeah, I'm stumped. I think we'll probably upgrade the inverter a little bit larger. 1500s is a lot. But we can use, I'm filming and using all that stuff. It's perfect. But for her, she likes to pretty up in the morning and that kind of stuff.
Hair dryers and that sort of stuff.
So maybe a little bit bigger inverter, but it works generally for everything we need.
Okay, what's your favorite part about owning a Patriot?
The capability. Because I love off-roading, and I don't want to be limited when I'm out on a trail, and when we get out there and get after it, we've had this conversation. I wasn't even sure I wanted a trailer in the beginning, because I thought it was going to prevent me from going places, and we've gone places with a trailer that I never thought it would go, and so that's what I love the most about it, is the capability.
You know what I love the most about the Patriot campers? That we have the ability to convert people like you that don't typically tow or wouldn't consider typically towing. And especially with the Jeep here in the United States, Jeep in Australia has a much lower towing capacity than most of the big trucks and the Toyotas, the 79 series and all the rest of it. So seeing people like you that are converted to the comforts of what a Patriot, because there is a bit of a stigma when it comes to towing, right? That you can't achieve what you want to achieve on a trip whilst you're towing a trailer. But I think that you've definitely proved that wrong. We're stoked to have you part of the Patriot family. Yeah, thanks, man. It's a blessing to be able to make some content and inspire other families to get out there and do this, because I think everybody can get out here and enjoy this, and having a trailer just adds to that enjoyment. So if people want to see a little bit more about what Trail Recon is all about, where do they find you? Trail Recon on YouTube, Instagram, or trailrecon.com. Okay, get on it, check it out. You want a bit more education on how they do it over here in the United States? Make sure you check out Brad's channels.